Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have some major updates. Always me with the updates, but I'm going to show you the house. Thank you to KiwiCo for sponsoring today's video. It's our new build that started I think end of February or early March. So much has happened since the last time I showed you the house. And today's the day. I'm going to take you in there. I haven't shown you the house in like 6 weeks or more because we were out of town for a month, but today's the day. And a lot of the changes happened just in the last week or so since we've been home. When it comes to updates, I need to tell you, last video I told you that I was not sick the whole time we were in Kenya. Well, we got home from Kenya and I didn't have a voice, especially in the evenings, for like 6 or 7 days. I am not superstitious in any way. I don't think it's because I said I didn't get sick that I got sick. I got sick. But I do have another theory that I'll get to in a second. By about that next weekend, I started coughing some, and we were entertaining out-of-town guests, which we had so much fun with them. In fact, I have a few clips from the weekend. We went to the zoo after a Kenyan safari out in the real life where the animals live naturally, and I just have a couple clips that are kind of funny. Watch this. Today we're going to the zoo. I mean, we just came from the ultimate zoo. No zoo is the same since then. But we have friends in town who love the zoo, and we still have a membership at the zoo, so we're going today. Why not? It's raining.
It is the biggest zoo in the world.
It is the biggest zoo in the world. I put in homemade yogurt in these jars, stirred up the yogurt with maple syrup, then fresh blueberries and some homemade granola on top. As homeschoolers, we've never come on a Saturday before. This is wild. It's crowded. These are our friends, Pastor Jeremy and Carissa, Ethan, and where's, oh, Luke's down here with Seth. These are the monkeys they have, like, in their country. They're from Singapore. And then we were just in Kenya, like, petting them, feeding them. So different here, I don't know. It's hard to do zoos after safari.
Careful not to drop you.
Yeah. It's so beautiful, though. They do try to really mimic. Not the same, not the same. It's been a while since we've seen a lion, huh?
Yeah,
forever.
2 weeks.
So we had a good time with our friends. I could tell that I probably should have been resting more, but you know, sometimes life gets in the way of that. I didn't rest. And about a day or two after they left, I ended up in bed for several days, very ill. It's like just this whole thing. Fever, the whole works. Anyway, today I feel like I've turned a corner. I'm coming around. Not 100% yet. I'm so thankful Belle is here. That is a big update of ours. We didn't tell you while we were in Kenya because she wanted to keep it a secret from all her friends that she was coming home with us. That was not originally the plan. She was going to go back to Sri Lanka. She spent 3 months in Sri Lanka, a month with us in Kenya, and then she was going to go back and work in Sri Lanka again in a new city, a different city for her. And that door just kind of closed. She had a great time that first 3 months and decided with us that it was probably time to come back home. So she came home with us, surprised a bunch of her friends. It was so fun. Great times, great memories. But we're happy to have her back here. She's like applying for jobs and she's already in a play. She already got into a play. Those auditions were right after we got home. But it just so happens that she's not working quite yet and she just jumped right in to help me. So Sol was still able to be at work. And I'm just so thankful she took over. In fact, this morning, she actually needed a motivation for them to do their schoolwork. We do schoolwork year-round here, so we don't forget things and so we can take off when we want to, like when we're traveling. Today was a regular school day, and she needed motivation for them. So she pulled out the KiwiCo boxes today, which was a perfect day for it. We have used KiwiCo for years now, and they are wonderful to have around for those rainy day moments, or those snowy day moments, or those way too hot outside moments, or those mom is sick moments when you just need something. I find that KiwiCo boxes are one of my kids' favorite things to do. In fact, they arrived several days ago, and that's all my kids have talked and asked about since they came. I should have hidden the box away, but today we finally pulled them out, and they all had so much fun with them. KiwiCo has 9 different lines of crates, and we have used all of them because of how many kids we have and all of the ages of them, and we found all of them to be so excellent. It inspires creativity in my kids. It comes as a complete kit, so you don't have to run to the store or be searching through your house for items that you need for the projects. Most of the time, everything is there included for you, which I absolutely love. For a busy mom, it is a lifesaver. My favorite are the baby and toddler panda crates. KiwiCo is a monthly subscription, and the panda or baby crates is every other month. But if you're not interested in doing a monthly thing, you can just order one-time crates too. KiwiCo is giving my viewers 50% off their first order of a monthly order. Use Tribe to get that discount and click on the link in the description box below. We're always happy to work with KiwiCo because my kids are so happy to work with KiwiCo. They love it. They love showing off their projects. It is a good time. Yep, he agrees.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for Solo because we're gonna go show you the house. And in my last video, that's a thumbs up from Hope, by the way. In my last video, I recorded Solo's thoughts from Kenya and our last trip. Some different things he experienced this time. And it was so windy outside, he couldn't hear anything he was saying. So I told him, I'm sorry, Solo, you're gonna have to re-record that for me. So we'll do that as we're showing you the house.
Hi.
I don't think I finished what I was telling you. My theory about why I got sick, besides that I didn't rest when I know I should have, is that when the whole time I was in Kenya, I drank kombucha. When I got home, I didn't have any. I started making it right away, but it takes a while to make it. And I went 5 days without any, and I wasn't eating my yogurt. I wasn't eating much sourdough. I think that that kombucha, or eating and drinking fermented products, really does keep us healthier. I've noticed this last year or more since we started drinking raw milk, eating more sourdough, drinking kombucha. I have never stayed this healthy all year. So that's just my little theory. All those probiotics and prebiotics we get in those fermented products is really helping me. I don't know, some of you may think I'm just crazy, but that's my theory. Not sure I'm ready for Peace to drive. Do you wanna buckle up and drive us? Oh boy. Oh, even the cat's coming along. Brick always misses me. I've been in bed for several days. Have you missed me, Brick?
I'm not driving.
You're not? I hope not.
Stop.
Alright, I have to drive because he's driving.
What, Dad?
He's driving some other kids on the four-wheeler.
Eli. Yeah.
Okay, well the biggest change is we have brick. A lot of brick. So they finished that brick on the garage, I think, today. We have brick pillars and brick on that side. I guess I didn't show you that we also got metal roofing on that window. And over there, although there's still like blue tape on it. And there too. So some awnings. The siding is coming like, when?
Maybe next week.
Okay. The front is gonna look real done, I think. We also got concrete here for front porch, and the front porch is way bigger than I thought it would be, so I'm so happy about that. I love the brick we picked. I ended up going with the one we really wanted and made sacrifices elsewhere. It doesn't look red and it doesn't look gray. And I think it'll look good with our off-white siding. So the front doors is probably still my favorite part. They're really tall. And in here, we have drywall, which is so cool. The ceilings. I mean, they're not done yet. There'll be a few more days. But wow, what a difference to see walls. It is so crazy. It's a big pile of stuff.
Dad, everyone can make something at the same time.
Yeah.
It's big enough for everyone to make something together.
Yes, we can all cook together. We got some walls and walls. Walls. That's a bathroom. This is our mudroom with a little window pass through to the pantry. A laundry room, which I think this is open doorway here. And then they poured a floor on the garage floor too. This is actually one of my favorite views of the house. It just doesn't look like Nebraska to me. All those trees out there. It's kind of like a Colorado view in my mind. I don't know, that sounds wild if you're from Colorado, but I love it. We've got garage floors, that rather, and that are drains. It just looks so different with walls.
That look upstairs, it's so cool.
Yeah. Of course, it's the views. We're still trying to get over how amazing that is.
Mom, I just want to...
I'll show you a before clip of how the view looked before we took all the trees down. No, you should not.
Like kind of like climb down
Nope.
until I'm hanging and then just like drop.
Nope.
I couldn't make it.
Nope.
I wouldn't be that mad.
What did you want to show me? Oh, yeah, it's done in here too. This is a pantry with that window. No, we're not doing that. Nope, nope, nope. Desi, nope. Well, I can see what's going to be happening here. No, get down. Eli, I'll be teaching them that stuff. Everything looks so different with drywall and walls.
What do we say? How do you see?
Yes, it's a construction site, but our kids' first reaction to seeing some drywall was, wow, hide and seek's gonna be much more fun now. It wasn't quite as fun when you could see through all the walls. Two thoughts about being sick this time. One is, one night I was up all night with a fever, just so uncomfortable. And during the day, I'm a light sleeper. Because our bedroom is in the loft and there's no doors, I was not able to sleep the whole next day, even though I was in bed with a fever the whole day. That was annoying, but I had a beautiful view out the sliding glass doors in the loft area, and so I really couldn't complain. This is our bedroom, and guys, we're gonna have a beautiful view. It will be different, but it will be a view of the pond. When this paper's taken off, it'll be easier to see. But I'm gonna be laying in bed in this house and also have a nice view. Love it. It's hard to have nice views in Nebraska. We have good views of cornfields, but good views of sunsets. It's so fun watching a house being built. I'm not going to take you downstairs today, but I will take you up to the loft.
And then half of there is...
I know, it's so fun. We're not leaving you. Come on. I know, wow. Okay, I'm coming. You both want to hold my same hand? Oh my goodness. I love all the big windows up here. Come straight. This is gonna be your laundry chute eventually. You gotta throw your laundry in this closet. The loft area looked huge to me before. It does look smaller, which is good. More manageable. It's so funny how houses look big and small in different parts of the building process. There's a bathtub? Wow. Yep. That's your what? That's your room? Oh, okay. I just can't even imagine what it's going to be like to move in here. It's hard to imagine. One other big change that happened while we were gone, I think there's more I missed, I'm sure, but this whole area of woods back here, the landscape changed, shall we say. We decided to go, instead of a septic tank that would have to be very big because of the size of our house, we decided to go with Lagoon. So happy about that. It's way, way cheaper. We have a septic at our current house, and now we know that it can be expensive maintenance too. So the Lagoon tends to be very low maintenance, much cheaper to build, and we had a huge spot for it that we could hide in the woods, mostly hidden. But yeah, this was all tiny trees. Now we do have a lot of new little trees. It was painful to know that they were taking down that many trees. We have a lot of volunteer tree growth. In fact, the forest area was so dense that a lot of these trees are bare on the bottom because they weren't getting sun. But look at this. It is wild. They were all like evergreen cedars that were taken down. We tried to save all of the significant trees like that one over there. Couple here, and so they were very strategic about, but see how bare those are? That's what a lot of them were in this area. They were very strategic about where to put it, and what trees would have to be sacrificed for it. So this is it. It's a lagoon. Everybody says they don't smell. It will have a fence around it so Gable doesn't swim in it. He swims in our pond daily. He would definitely go swimming in a body of water, and it keeps kids from falling in it. And there has to be a clearing around it. That's why it's such a huge area. So it was a shock. It was a shock coming home from Kenya to see such major landscape change, even though we knew it was coming. Must be done. Some of this stuff you don't really think about all the time when you're building and you're not on city sewer. We did think about it, but didn't realize it would be this big. So anyway, our builder was over last week sometime with his Jeep. He has a Jeep that's a manual. I tell you guys, this is not the year or the season, but one day I want to have a car that is not a 15-passenger van, just to drive around and not have to take the van, especially since we're going into town a lot. It has been very hard on our non-4-wheel drive vehicles, the dirt roads and all of that. Anyway, it's also, sometimes I'm driving that 15-passenger van by myself. Lately, since we got home, Luka's been driving it all the time by himself. It would be nice to have another like kick around car. I would love to get a Jeep like his, and it's a manual, which is super fun to drive. So anyway, he gave me the keys and told me, go drive into the lagoon. And sure enough, that thing just went right up over the hill, right down in the lagoon, right back out. It was awesome. Super fun. Well, I did end up coming downstairs. This part is not drywalled yet, but has been insulated.
Oh.
And even the minute they insulated, the whole sound is crazy different.
Mom, here it's drywall. Oh, wow, the echo. Well, it's not dark anymore.
We have heater and air. But they like to wait until, are they both air conditioners? Maybe. They like to wait until the drywalling mudding is done, because otherwise it's very difficult to clean out the vent system. So. Oh, okay.
Mom, you could put water from there and then it'll go all the way
Oh,
down
yeah.
to the lake.
Look at that. I finally found him. He must have come behind me.
We wash our clothes
Dad.
when you take showers.
Dad.
It all comes here.
It all will come here.
Hey, Dad, could you tell me going all the way down and all the way back? Up. Can you tell me and then around?
For now, it's a good 4-wheeler course.
As big as the septic is gonna be, we need to, not a septic, what is it called? The lagoon. We're thinking maybe we should do a race, running track around it.
That's a good idea. Might as well use the space wisely. I want you to re-say all the stuff you said.
I have no idea what it was. What were we talking about?
In our last video, I asked you like what was different for you, if anything, about this trip to Kenya, and you had a couple things. You remember?
Oh yeah, I remember that conversation now. Yeah, you know, obviously I grew up in Kenya. I've stayed connected. I go often, and nothing shocks me about the culture. I know everything there is to know about Kenya. But one thing that was different for me this time, the only way I can describe it is maybe a reverse culture shock, which is something I had never experienced yet. But one of my brothers, I remember him talking about that in one of his trips to the US, and he was here for a little bit and then went back to Kenya, and he said he just things hit him very differently about just the culture and the maybe the socio-economic disparity. And then how, you know, when we came here, we're in the middle of the Midwest, small states that sometimes people in the states don't know much about Nebraska. But I was looking at the streets and the roads and things like that nature, cleanliness and on streets and stuff like that. I knew the differences. There was nothing like to surprise me, but for whatever reason, it hit this time home more than any other time in the past. And the other thing is too, the cost of living has just gone so high. Like things are very expensive, but people's incomes are very low compared to the Western world, the average person. And so with the cost of everything being so much, it's really amazing that even people are surviving.
Yeah, that's true. We kept saying, all of us on the way home, because we're in the middle of nowhere, just driving down I-80, and like, wow, it's so, the roads are so nice.
It's so clean.
The bathrooms are so nice.
It'll take me a while to complain about traffic.
Yeah, that's true. So usually that reverse culture shock doesn't hit you when you come home?
No, not really. It really, I guess because I have an expectation on both sides that's very real. Yeah. My expectation on both sides is very real, because I've lived in both places for a good part of my life, and so because maybe I have realistic expectations, it's never really hit me. But
for some reason,
for whatever reason this time, and it might be just that's the way things go sometimes.
Yeah. The cost thing, I noticed that a lot too. Everything was very expensive there. Where in the past, like we've been going there for many, many years. He grew up there. It used to be when you go there from the States, everything felt very cheap.
Yeah.
And that is not the case this time. In fact, some things felt a lot more expensive than even here.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, and it just makes you wonder how people are surviving. Although I do wonder that here sometimes in the grocery stores too.
Yeah.
Like, how are people doing it?
I've always, I have my statement or concept. It's easier, it's cheaper to survive there. More expensive to live.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
If that makes any sense at all. But that's how I reconcile that that situation. You could get by with just survival on the basics, necessities, but living your average middle class lifestyle here is more expensive there.
Yeah, right. We're not done talking about Kenya completely. We're still going to talk to the kids, get their reactions of what was the same or different or what just stuck out to them on this trip. It's always kind of interesting to hear.
You know what would be cool? I think someone talked about it, but I think there's a video that we talked with, I think with the oldest, maybe 5 or 6 kids.
Yeah.
We should redo the same video 5 years later, same kids.
Yes, I mentioned that in the last video.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and then we could add a couple more maybe that are old enough to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do that again soon. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.